Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel A Twist of Gem. So about a month ago, I made homemade blueberry jam. And since then, I have been making these thumbprint cookies with the jam. I have made these cookies 3 different times. The first time, the cookies did not spread, which is what you want. But I did put a little too much jam and it kind of overflowed out of the thumbprint, but the flavor was buttery and delicious. The second time the cookies did spread, but the flavor was still great. For the third time, I had to make sure I got these cookies down right. So I went back to the recipe from 15 spatulas and saw that the video and the actual print recipe had different measurements for the amount of flour to use. The first 2 times I was following the print recipe. The third time I followed the video. I have to say, I liked the cookies better the first 2 times when I used 1.5 cups of flour instead of 2. When I used 1.5 cups of flour, the cookies tasted so buttery. You know, like those Danish European cookies that would come in that blue tin and your mom only bought them every now and then because they were expensive? Here, these right here. Remember these? These cookies were so good and buttery, you only needed a few because they were so rich. Okay, let me get started with the recipe. I just had to give a little background story. If you want these cookies to come out like the royal dansk, then use only 1.5 cups of flour. Alright, let's get started. For this recipe, you will need a tablespoon of vanilla extract, 12 tablespoons of butter at room temperature, a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of flour, and jam. I used blueberry. In a mixer, or you can use a handheld mixer, beat the butter and sugar. You want to cream the butter and sugar until the butter looks white. Remove the butter from the beater and scrape down the sides. Then add in the vanilla. Add the flour a little at a time. I actually forgot to add the salt to the dough, So I just continued to not add it the other 2 times I made this, but you can leave the salt out, it's up to you. This is how the dough looks with just 1.5 cups of flour. It's very soft. Scoop out the dough and roll it into a ball like making meatballs. Then take your thumb and press it into the center of the dough. Put the dough in the fridge for 1 hour to firm. Preheat your oven to 350. After the dough has been in the fridge for 1 hour, place the cookies on a sheet. Fill each one with half a teaspoon of jam. I put a bit too much jam in some, but they still tasted great but looked a little messy. So just be careful and try to get half a teaspoon of jam in each cookie. Bake the cookies for 18 to 20 minutes. The cookies should be lightly golden on the edge, but they won't turn very brown. They will be pale. Let the cookies cool completely on a wire rack before you taste. These cookies are meant to be enjoyed after they are fully cooled. You guys let me know how you made out. Did your jam stay put or did it explode like some of mine? These cookies are buttery, fruity from the jam, and would go great with a cup of tea. As always, keep baking and keep trying. Peace from a twist of Jim. Here's some fun facts about vanilla. Vanilla traditionally grew wild around the Gulf of Mexico, from Tampico to the northeast tip of South America, and from Colima to Ecuador on the Pacific side, as well as throughout the Caribbean. The Tanac people, who live along the eastern coast of Mexico, were among the first people to domesticate vanilla. It has been cultivated on farms since at least 1185. Vanilla is a spice. Vanilla belongs to the orchid family. Vanilla grows as a vine, climbing up existing trees or poles. Vanilla plants take 3 to 5 years before they produce pods. Madagascar grows and produces upwards of 80% of the world's supply of vanilla beans. Madagascar vanilla beans are considered one of the best throughout the world. Vanilla can be used more than just for baking. In Madagascar, there is a curry chicken dish made with vanilla beans. Lobster and vanilla sauce is the national dish of Comoros. Comoros is between Mozambique and Madagascar. Rompope is a Latin American drink made with milk, sugar, vanilla, orange peel, egg yolks, condensed milk, and cream or rum.